Hi guys, it's Tiara here, and today I'm going to be doing a book haul video that I talked about like 2 weeks ago and I haven't had the chance to do yet because I've just been so busy with so many different things, my personal projects, my other things like school and stuff. I'm taking a course right now, and yeah, it's so hectic. And I'm like, okay, I've been meaning to do this video because I wanted to show you guys everything that I had, and I've kind of been taking my time on it, so I'm very glad that I can have the time today to like sit down and show you guys all of these books. Oh, and I'll show you guys one more other thing. Since the last video I did, something new has happened. I got a new tattoo. I'm really excited about this one, and it just kind of finished healing, so I really wanted to kind of like show it off and like show you guys. It's a lion with some flowers. Lions are my favorite animals, so that is why I got that one. I've always loved like Lion King and lions since I was a very little kid, and I've been wanting this tattoo for years, but I knew it would be a big piece and I didn't know how I wanted it yet. So yeah, long story short, it's a really special piece and I'm really excited, and yeah, I finally got it done, so that's that. But that's enough of that. I am going to just jump into these books. I think I have about six, yeah, something like that. They're really a diverse bunch. I think they are all actually by Black authors, so that's pretty cool. A couple of them are Caribbean authors, and yeah, the rest of them I believe are like African American authors, but they're a really cool bunch, so let's hop right into it. So the first book is called Land of Love and Drowning, and this is by Tiffany Yanique, and I have started reading this already. I'm actually almost done it. I have like a couple pages left, and it is really good. I will review it later at the end of the month when I get to that. But basically this book, it's the definition, guys, of like an entanglement, I swear to God. So there's a lot of different characters, but primarily it follows two sisters and their half brother, and they are from the Virgin Islands. So this is basically at a time where the Virgin Islands have switched from Danish to American rule. So there's a lot politically going on the island. And then aside from that, there's obviously the personal stories of these three kids who then grow up to be adults and have their own issues. So each of them sort of has a certain talent or a certain power, I guess you can say. And as they've gotten older, they learn how to wield it. The oldest sister, Iona, is absolutely gorgeous, and she knows it, and she knows the power that she has over men and things like of that sort. And it's a very powerful thing, and she's able to use it in ways that are beneficial to her, but at times not so much. And the thing is, all of these, so here's where the entanglement comes in. The two girls, so it's Iona and Annette, they are sisters from the same parents, and their father and mother both died at separate times. Their father had a outside relationship with another woman, which resulted in a son, and then later on everyone finds out about this entanglement and this relation, and it just gets very crazy. I'm very excited to see how it ends. Yeah, this is definitely a good one, and I'm really excited to share more about it with you guys later on this month. So the next book I have is called An American Marriage, and this is by Tayari Jones. So this book was also part of the same haul that I got. These were pretty much all of these I bought in the same haul, except for one book which was like a separate purchase. But this book is about newlyweds, Celestial and Roy, who are the embodiment of the American dream and the New South. So he is a young business executive, she's an artist on the brink of an exciting career. The two of them have gotten into a routine together, they have their life together, and all ripped apart while visiting Roy's parents in their small Louisiana town, and Roy is arrested and sentenced to 12 years in prison for a crime Celestial knows that he did not commit. So this sounded so good when I first saw it online, and I was like, that whole couple who had like a great life and then they're ripped apart from each other, I don't know, it just like tugs at my heartstrings and stuff, and I was like, okay, I feel like this is gonna be really good, and like a lot of things going on too. What else does it say? So Celestial finds herself unmoored, taking comfort in Andre, her childhood friend. Ooh, we know what that sounds like. And Roy's best man at her wedding. As Roy's time in prison passes, she is unable, to hold on to the love that has been her center. When after 5 years, Roy's conviction is suddenly overturned and he returns to Atlanta ready to resume their life together, Celestial is faced with a soul-wrenching decision whether to rebuild her marriage or obviously pursue what she has built with this childhood friend. Ooh. Okay, this is another entanglement. Oh god. But this sounds like an entanglement. Or is it just me? I think it does. Wow, okay. That's gonna be a really good one. I'm very, very excited for that. Next, I have Monday's Not Coming. This is by Tiffany D. Jackson. It's another Tiffany. Okay, cool. I picked this one originally because I had just saw the cover, and yes, I judged a book by the cover. It just looked like it was gonna be something that was interesting and intense, and I don't know, maybe I was playing off the color and the fact that this is a very like bold color red. And also I should say too, this book has the Coretta Scott King Award, so I did notice that, and that also kind of made me feel like, okay, this is obviously going to be something really good. This is a nonviolent social change, peace, brotherhood. That's what it says. New Talent, Coretta Scott Award. So yeah, this is obviously something that is highly acclaimed. I didn't know of it prior to seeing it online, but nonetheless. Okay, so let's see what this says. Monday Charles is missing and only Claudia seems to notice. Claudia and Monday have been friends and they are inseparable, more sisters than friends. So when Monday doesn't show up for the first day of school, Claudia starts to worry. When she doesn't show for the second day or the second week, Claudia knows that something is wrong. Monday wouldn't just leave her to endure tests and bullies alone. With grades on the line, Claudia needs her best friend now and more than ever. But Monday's mother refuses to give Claudia a straight answer, and Monday's sister April is even less help. As Claudia digs deeper into her friend's disappearance, she discovers that no one seems to remember the last time they saw Monday. How can a teenage girl just vanish without anyone knowing she's gone? Basically a complex mystery that is exploring the traumatic effects of the truth. Ooh. Okay, so this obviously sounds really good. I always like a good mystery, and I'm already wondering, like, why is Monday missing? Like, duh, what the hell, what's going on here? So, ooh, okay, I'm excited to read this too. Because I'm reading Love of Land and Drowning right now, I'm also hoping that going through these books again is gonna help me figure out which book I'm gonna read next, because honestly, I wasn't really sure which one I was gonna pick. So, I don't know. This kind of sounds like it's gonna be my next, but I'm not sure yet. So we have Pride, a Pride and Prejudice remix. This is written by Ibi Zoboi. So this is what it looks like. And I've heard some good things about this book as well. So here's the synopsis. Zuri Benitez has pride. Brooklyn pride, family pride, and pride in her Afro-Latino roots. But pride might not be enough to save her rapidly gentrifying neighborhood from becoming unrecognizable. When the wealthy Darcy family moves in across the street, Zuri wants nothing to do with their 2 teenage sons, even as her older sister Janae starts to fall for the charming Ainsley. She especially can't stand the judgmental and arrogant Darius. Yet as Zuri and Darius are forced to find common ground, their initial dislike shifts into an unexpected understanding. But with 4 wild sisters pulling her in different directions, cute boy Warren vying for her attention, and college applications hovering on the horizon, Zuri fights to find her place in Bushwick's changing landscape or lose it all. Okay, I like this. So I've never read the original Pride and Prejudice. Full disclosure, I know it's a classic, but I've never read it. But I like the fact that there's a remix, there's a modern take on it, and obviously these are Black characters in this sense, so it's nice to have something shaken up. We get a little more culture, we get a modern setting. It's in Bushwick, New York. So if anyone is from there and familiar with that area, that could be really cool too. You might be able to like feel that culturally. I'm from Toronto, so I can't necessarily relate to the setting and like gentrification. Well, I can relate to gentrification because Toronto is crazy with gentrification right now. Every corner is getting gentrified, but I'm not too familiar with like Bushwick and what that looks like. So yeah, this is also another really good one. I picked some good books this bunch around. The next one that was part of this haul is called The Sun Does Shine, and by Anthony Ray Hinton. And this book I picked up after I had read Just Mercy, because Bryan Stevenson does the foreword in this, and I believe Anthony is one of the men that Bryan had helped get out of prison and have a sentence reduced and all that stuff. So, synopsis. In 1985, Anthony Ray Hinton was arrested and charged with 2 counts of capital murder in Alabama. Stunned, confused, and only 29 years old, Hinton knew that it was a case of mistaken identity. Isn't that always so common? And believed the truth would prove his innocence and ultimately set him free. But with no money and a different system of justice for a poor black man in the South, Hinton was sentenced to death by electrocution. Also very common. After I read Just Mercy, and now I can understand this, like where this is all coming from. He spent his first 3 years on death row at Holman State Prison in agonizing silence, full of despair and anger towards all of those who had sent an innocent man to death. But as Hinton realized and accepted his fate, he resolved not only to survive, but to find a way to live on death row. For the next 27 years, he was a beacon transforming his own spirit and those of his fellow inmates, 54 of whom were executed mere feet from his cell. He found a prison book group which helped its members to talk about their own lives, regrets, and ideas. With the help of Bryan Stevenson, civil rights attorney and best-selling author of Just Mercy, he won his release in 2015. So very, very recent. Okay. Oh, I'm excited for this too. You know what? Having read Just Mercy, that it gives you a lot of pre-context to something like this, because Bryan really outlines the technicals of like what the atmosphere was like, what the rules were like, the laws were like. So it's a lot easier to kind of picture the circumstances coming into this. And also because Bryan only touched on Anthony's story in his book, it wasn't the main story. It'll be really interesting, I think, to see where this goes and what the experience was like, you know, for somebody being in prison for such a very long time, and obviously for something that they didn't do. This is gonna be a good one, I know. And the last book that I have, this was a separate purchase on Amazon, and I did read this already. Also a Caribbean author, and a very popular book actually that I saw floating around on Instagram so much, and that's why I absolutely had to pick it up and read it. This is called Tea by the Sea, and this is by Donna Hemans. And guys, this was so good, so good. I think I read it in like 3 days, and that was only because I still had work to do in between, but it was absolutely fantastic. So basically, synopsis. A 17-year-old taken from her mother at birth, a priest with a daughter whose face he cannot bear to see, a mother weary of searching for her lost child. Tea by the Sea is their story, that of a family uniting and unraveling. To find the daughter taken from her, Plum Valentine must find the child's father, who walked out of a hospital with the day-old baby girl 17 years ago without explanation. Weary of her unfruitful search, Plum sees an article in a community newspaper with the photo of the man with whom she has been searching half of her life for. He has become a priest. Her plan: confront him and walk away with the daughter he took from her. From Brooklyn to the island of Jamaica, Tea by the Sea traces Plum's continuous route to find her daughter and how Plum and the priest's love came apart. So that literally sums it all up. It was so good, so good, and I really liked the fact that it bounced back between Brooklyn and Jamaica, and also because it took place in like Montego Bay, Jamaica, so it was saying like Discovery Bay, Falmouth, places like that. And I mean, like, I've been to Jamaica a few times, so it was really cool because I was like, oh my god, like, I know of these places, and like I've stayed in these places, so I can recognize the names. And it just made me feel like, despite the fact that the story was very like serious and there was a lot going on, obviously it's a missing daughter, it was kind of nice, and it kind of still gave me like those warm island vibes and stuff. So it's really needed also when obviously we're like kind of stuck wherever we are and can't go on vacations and stuff. But I will still be talking about that more at the end of the month. It was a good book. Like, Hands down, is a really good book. So that is all. Those are the, what was it? Well, it was 6, right? It was like 6 books that I had picked up, and obviously I've already jumped into them because it's been a little while since I picked them up. But let me know in the comments if you guys have read any of these books, and or if you're gonna be picking any of them up. They all sound phenomenal, so I feel like even if you haven't, you should probably pick some of these up. Like, read them with me and tell me what you guys think. There are definitely gonna be some really good reviews once I dive into the rest of them, and I'm totally excited for that. So that's all. I will see you guys next week. We're nearing the end of the month, so I'm not sure. I might wait one more week to do a wrap up and see how much more books I can fit in. Yeah, I will have some more reads and talk to you guys soon. Bye!